Hello, everybody. Hello. I want to make this quick live, guys. The enemy really does not want me to do this video message because when I tell you guys, I just pulled up, and before I go in the house, I'm like, I need to record this message. But it's just been a lot of different things happening with my camera, and I know it's the enemy. He don't want me to release this message, but I'm gonna release it. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes. Hey, no, how are you? Bonjour, sweetie. Bonjour. Wow. Millie, hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm so happy you're here. Y'all, look, I got on my favorite jacket. Let me tell y'all something. I love this jacket. I have so many shoes and clothes and stuff. Not that y'all care, but I love my jacket. I'm telling you, I love it. Ace of Spades, hey, sweetie. Hey. Y'all coming in. Y'all coming in. No, you speaking French to me? Because that's what I'm seeing on my screen. French. So, guys, I'm going to wait. Where are you guys from? Since I'm doing this live, as you all know, I am in Chicago, Illinois. Just to let you all know, new subscribers and people who don't know me, I definitely live in Chicago, Illinois, and I love my city. So tell me where you guys are from. I know some of you all are, I know a lot of my subscribers, you guys are in Florida. A lot of you all are in Tennessee. I have a lot of people following me that are from Atlanta. I have a nice following in actually Ghana. A lot of people from Nigeria and Ghana, they tune in to me. So I just want to give a shout out to you guys especially. And I'm just happy you all are here with me. And I really hate that I could not, record this video earlier because it's starting to get dark where I am. And it's been raining on and off. And I was ripping and running all day today, guys. And I just literally, I really did not want to go live. I do have a video message that I recorded talking about this topic. I will probably still share that, but maybe God wanted me to do it live because it's such a critical message. So maybe he wanted me to go live because something's going on with my camera where it was acting funny and I kept trying to film and it was cutting off, and then people kept calling me and text messages was coming in. My phone was just off the chain today. So I'm like, okay, if I go live, I don't have to deal with this stuff. I could just get the message out there and move on. So that's why I'm here right now. And this is why I am going to release it to you guys, because I know it's going to help so many of you. And that's what it is. So guys, anyway, listen, let me say this real quick. I am making this video message because there are a couple of things I want you all to pay attention to in this season. And it's very critical and it's very serious. And I want you all to take it serious. If you come and view this live once I end it, I urge you to watch it in its fullness. Watch the entire video message. Anyway, I want to tell you guys, watch your emotions in this season. Be very mindful of your emotions, and I want you to be mindful of the spirit of seduction and lust, especially in this season. Now, before I get to the message, let me tell you guys something. Some of you all have been battling and fighting for so long, and many of you have probably been in your wilderness season for a very, very long time. And some of you all are probably battling in your body with infirmities. You are battling in your finances, you are battling within your family, you are battling within your ministry, you are battling in the workplace, you are battling in your mind. And a lot of you all are probably battling in your emotions. Sometimes when you have been struggling and battling and fighting for so long, it leaves you weak, it leaves you open, and it leaves you vulnerable. And when you feel defeated, when you are left open, your emotions are unstable. Let me just throw that out there. Your emotions become unstable. They become up and down. One day you feel one way, and the next day you feel a different way. And it goes back and forth. And sometimes you may even become tormented because you don't really know how to peg what it is that you're feeling. And the enemy knows when you are weak, and he knows when you are left open, and he knows when you are not really strong in your prayer life or when you are unfocused. That is the whole plot and plan of the enemy, to take you off course, to keep you distracted, to keep you unfocused. And what he does sometimes when he has not been successful in destroying you in your body, in your finances, in your family, and in your mind, he will use lust and seduction. So that's the first thing I want to put out. That's why I'm telling you guys, when your emotions become unstable, okay, you have to pay attention to that. Because as a human being, we are always going to change our mind. We are going to feel different things for different reasons, and we're going to go through that. That stuff is normal. But there are some of you right now, because you have been vulnerable and left open for a long time, and you are tired. I know you tired. And I know some of you all feel defeated, and some of you all probably feel like, you know what? I've been battling and fighting all my life. I'm tired. I've been trusting God. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I don't want to hear another sermon. I don't want to hear another prophecy. No one can tell me in the kingdom of God, if you've been walking with God for a considerable amount of time, nobody can convince me that you have not had these type of thoughts and feelings. And what I'm saying to you is that they become stronger when you have gone through the wilderness for a long time, and when you have constantly had to battle or fight, or there have been obstacles and stumbling blocks set in front of you. But to finish you off and to finally take you down, the enemy will send someone with a heavy, thick spirit of lust and seduction attached to them, and they will be placed in your life. And so I want to have this conversation with you, men and women of God, because this is Tyreek. Hello, sweetie. I've been looking for you. I haven't seen you in a while. I want to give this information to you guys because you all have to be aware of this, especially those of you who are virgins, those of you who have been on your celibacy walk, or your walk of abstinence, or your single life for a significant amount of time. When you have gone without sex for a very long time, when you have been a single man or woman for a long time, these are areas sometimes that the enemy will use to pick at you. And what I'm seeing now in the kingdom of God is an obsession with kingdom spouses. I don't want to touch a lot on that because I'm not here to bring bad news to those of you. If God have told you that a particular man or woman is your kingdom spouse, I don't want to really touch that. I'm not saying he's not speaking to certain men and women, telling them that a particular man or woman is their kingdom spouse. But there are some of you, the enemy knows exactly what you want. The enemy knows what you are praying and fasting about. And he knows if you are desperate. He studies you, he watches you. And the enemy, one thing I can tell you, the enemy will lie to you about your future. God is not the author of confusion. And when God tells you something, that's it. That's what it is. When the enemy tells you something, it is sometimes inconsistent. He will tell you one thing, and then hours later, you will hear something else. And then the next day, you will hear something else. And then a few days later, or a few months, or a few weeks later, you will hear something else. That is not God. And again, when your emotions are left open, when you are left open, meaning you are not really prayed up, you are unfocused, you are constantly distracted, the enemy will use the areas that are left open, okay, and that are not cared for, meaning you are not putting these things on the altar, you are not praying. He will use them so he can ultimately take you down or get you off the course. What is the course? What God would have you do in his kingdom. Okay? I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, these are some things I'm going to give you where you will know if you have been hit with a spirit of lust and seduction. Some of you all on your everyday activity, when you go out, you're at the gas station, you're at the grocery store, you're at school, you're at work, you're at church. Some of you ladies, men are approaching you. Sometimes it's random. They are approaching you. They're saying that they're interested in you. They want to date you. Okay, whatever. If you suddenly, just out of the blue, begin to think about a particular man that has walked into your life, and it becomes a constant thing where you are thinking so strongly about this particular man. Over the years, numerous men have tried to approach you, men and women. They've talked to you. You've probably had innocent crushes here and there, and it fizzles out. It goes away. But there is a particular man or woman that has come into your life, and every day you are heavily thinking about them. You are thinking about them when you are at work. You are thinking about them when you wake up in the morning. You are thinking about them when you lay down to go to bed at night. You are thinking about them when you're driving. You're hearing their name in your spirit. You are having heavy sexual and lustful thoughts about that particular man or woman. You may even ask yourself, you may even talk to a friend and say, I don't know what it is about her. I don't know what it is about him. I have never felt this way before. If that fits you, my brother or sister, you are probably being hit with a spirit of seduction or lust. And if it is, Miss Balance, hey, sweetie, if it has been brought on after a particular man or woman has come into your life, you need to be praying and putting that thing on the altar. What becomes dangerous is when you all get these feelings and you get these thoughts and emotions and you let it sit in you for too long and you don't pray about it. You are not going to God about it. You are not asking God to keep you. You are just letting these thoughts, these feelings, and these emotions manifest within you, and you don't want to address them. And what happens is, as it's manifesting, it's breaking you down and turning you weaker and weaker every time you interact with that man or with that woman. And sometimes the spirit of lust and seduction will be so strong and so heavy in you and on you or around you. You will be so convinced that a particular man or woman is your husband or your wife. I cannot tell you all how many men and women of God, I'm talking about mighty, anointed men and women of God, that the enemy has used and lied to and told them a particular man was their husband, or told them that a particular woman was their wife. I remember a sister in Christ came to me and said, God told me that particular man is my husband. But guess what? The man was married. I said, why would God tell you that? This is not the God that we serve. That's confusion. Why would God tell you that a particular man is your husband? That would go totally against what God is talking about with adultery and with marriage and everything else. She said, oh, well, he got married to her because his parents forced him to do that. But I know that that's my husband. You guys, let me tell you something, because I'm not here to argue about what you believe God is speaking to you and saying to you. I don't know your personal individual relationship with God, but what I do know, and I am so sure about it and so confident, is that the enemy tells a lot of lies. He tells a lot of lies. He sells you a dream, and he throws things out as bait and studies you if you take the bait. And one thing that he is using in the kingdom is this kingdom spouse. And he is using lust and seduction, and he is using perversion to try to take down even the strongest anointed men and women of God. When you all start to see these men and women of God come out and they are caught in adulterous affairs, and there's a lot of confusion and mess in the church, you got to know that at some point before it got exposed, that there was something so small that started, but again, they left it open. They left it open. They were not putting it on the altar. It was not being addressed. And sometimes when these things go without being addressed, the enemy has a field day with it. So I'm telling each and every one of you, pay attention to your emotions when someone is coming into your life. When someone is coming into your life, ladies, if there is a man that just got connected to you and he is saying that he loves you, yeah, love, hello, sweetie. If that man is saying that he loves you and he's saying that he cares about you and he's telling you things about himself, but his behavior towards you is not consistent with who he is claiming he is, you need to be praying about that. If that man is doing things that are they are making you uncomfortable, or they seem out of the ordinary, you need to be praying about that, because that man could possibly be trying to seduce you or using lust. People that struggle with the spirit of lust, they are not always using how they look. They are not always using their body. Sometimes they will simply touch an area in you that they know is weak and broken. What is some things that they may say? They'll simply tell you they love you. I'm just being honest. And if someone that you really don't know like that, they don't know anything about your background, they don't know anything that you've come out of, they don't know the essence of who you are, and you're telling me after a couple of weeks they come out and they're telling you that they love you, you have not spent a lot of time with them, you all are not exclusive with each other, and there are countless inconsistencies with that man or that woman. And now they've taken it to, oh, I love you. I know God sent you to me. Pay attention to that. Ask yourself emotionally, are you open? Ask yourself, where are you emotionally? Some thoughts and feelings and beliefs and desires that are coming to you, that you are battling with, they are not all coming from you. They are not all coming from God. A lot of this stuff is simply coming from Satan. And I'm telling you all this because over the years I have seen that spirit of lust destroy so many mighty men and women of God. So many. So many. Some are married, some are single. And I see it a lot with single men and women. And that's why I'm going live to tell you all, if your emotions are unstable and you are led to believe that a particular man or a particular woman is your husband or your wife, you have to be sure that what you heard is really from God. Again, I'm not here to argue with you. If God told you that this is your season for marriage, so be it. God bless you. But that is not everybody's story. Some of you all, it's not your season for marriage. It is your season to simply focus on God. It is your season for deliverance. It is your season for God to show you who you are in the kingdom because you have a job to do. Marriage is a ministry, but it is not for everybody. Not saying you will never get it, but for some of you all, you know if it's not your season or, if it is. All I'm telling you all, be careful with how you're feeling with these emotions. Be careful with your thoughts. Be careful with this stuff because, again, people sometimes can sense where you are. They can sense if you're a desperate person. They can sense if you are a broken person, and they will use those things to their benefit. Be careful with risky behavior. What am I talking about when I say risky behavior? You guys, I'm not going to even just go dive in and just say sex, because that's on the table too. But risky behavior, I'm talking about the kissing. People can seduce you through kissing. Witchcraft is also at an all-time high. People are casting love spells. People are taking your photos, praying over them so you can concentrate and focus on them. This may sound far-fetched to a lot of you, but a lot of this stuff is going on in this season. You will see God manifest himself and do a lot for the men and women of God, but there are also a lot of things you will see, and it's not coming from God, it's coming from the enemy. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you are left open, because that's what happens. We all get tired. I have found myself being tired. Sometimes you get tired in the battle. You get tired with the constant fighting in different areas of your life. And sometimes you are left a little bit vulnerable. This is something that we need to address. This is something that we need to talk about. And sometimes when there are certain areas that are open, that is what the enemy would use to come in. And he would play and prey on those thoughts, those feelings, and those emotions. And so, what I'm telling you all is watch who you are keeping company with. I'm always going to tell you guys that. And put these people on the altar that you are dating and that you are spending time talking to. Put them on the altar. When you feel that spirit of lust rising in you, you need to be putting that before God. You need to be telling God, God, I want to have sex. It is so strong in me. And if you do not hurry up and get a hold of me, I don't know what I'm going to do. And when I tell you that God, he will pull you out of some stuff. God will snatch you out of some stuff. Some of you all, you may have that coworker that you want to sleep with. You may have that brother or sister in Christ at your ministry that you like and you want to have sex with them. These are real things that happen. Nothing for you to be embarrassed about, nothing for you to be ashamed about. Okay? But when these things are coming to you and you feel it trying to overtake you, or manifest itself deep inside of you, you really, really need to be putting that on the altar, and you need to be praying against that and asking God to cover you. But I'm telling you, the God that I know, I can't speak on your personal relationship with God, but I'm going to tell you something. Because God is our protector, because God is our provider, sometimes where we are weak at, God is always going to show his strength in our weaknesses. And God will snatch you out of some places when he sees that things are overwhelming for you. So don't think it's strange if you worked at a job and there was a man or a woman that was trying to approach you, or you were talking to them and you found yourself like, man, I'm really feeling this person. I'm really feeling him, or I'm really feeling her. And suddenly something happened and you got fired, or you began to feel uncomfortable and another door opened for you and you had to leave that job. Sometimes things will get shaken up when you've gotten too comfortable and too familiar, and where you're thinking that sometimes it's an attack. Sometimes it's the protection of God. He is protecting and covering you so you don't make a mistake. Because the person that's trying to attach themselves to you, they not going to leave. They're going to keep trying to press you. They're going to see how far you're going to allow them to go. And because God sees that and he knows that, and he knows that person's heart, he knows what they're saying about you behind your back. He knows their lifestyle. He knows how they're living and what they're doing when their back is turned. Sometimes God will remove you. He will take you out the situation. He will remove you for your protection. You guys stop fighting against that. Stop fighting against God trying to remove you from around a particular person or particular people. When you all find yourself in these situations where a man that you were talking to or a woman you were talking to, they vanished and stopped texting you or they stopped calling you, you got to understand that is God's protection. That's God's protection. What their original plan was. Because see, when somebody lays their eyes on you, they have a motive. They have a motive. Okay? Mashed potatoes, hey, sweetie, hey, beautiful. People have a motive for you. Some people have a positive, good motive for you. And some people, they literally want to take you down. They literally want to take you down. They want to see, because this is what disturbs me being a woman of God that I'm just still trying to come to terms with, and I hate it, but it's just something that I have learned. I'm learning and growing in a sense. I'm just more so accepting it. I hate the fact that when people find out that you worship God and you follow Christ, they take that as you are stupid. They take that as you are weak. They take your smile and your hugs and you being social sometimes and you being nice as you being a fool. And they will try to play you. They will try to play games. They will try to manipulate. They will try to use you. When people are attaching themselves to you, because let me tell you something, people that carry that spirit of seduction and lust, when they know that you are attracted to them and they know that you like them and they know that you are feeling them, you know what they do? They try to test you. They'll ask you for money. Ladies, come on. That man that know that you feeling him and know that you would do anything for him, he would try to slide in there and slowly start asking you for money. He may even try to hint around you all possibly moving in together. Oh, babe, we should move in together. It's just little things that they throw out there in conversations that you got to catch. Pay attention to that. Because if they can get you, okay, or they'll throw something out there and say, well, buy this for me. Can you buy that? So, or I like this. Oh, my birthday is coming up. People will begin to do that, okay, in these situations because they know that you're attracted to them. They know you want to be with them. They know you like them. If they told you, they lied and told you that they love you and you believe that and you take that in, then they'll sit back. They won't say it out loud, but they'll sit back and say, oh, she loves me or he loves me. So now I could take it up another notch. Now I can ask for the money. Now I can ask, can I drive the car? Now I can ask, can they do this? Can they do that? I can weasel my way in and possibly go to bed with them. You all may not believe this. It may not be something you can relate to, but these are real things that happen. The dark is attracted to the light. The dark is attracted to purity. You think these demons don't know who's pure? You think they don't know who God has brought far? Now, some of you all, I say it in love, some of you all may have residue left because in your former life, sex was a stronghold for you. And you battled with the spirit of lust. You battled with adultery. These are some things that some of you all, God has brought you out of that. All thanks be to God. I'm happy you receive your deliverance. But some of you all, that is still a stronghold. That is still a battle. And so that familiar spirit sometimes can sense that, and a little bit of residue is left. Or you may have your foot still a little bit in that lane of perversion or lust and seduction. You can tell with certain women, when they take certain pictures, when they dress a certain way, when they lead with their body, sometimes they are carrying a spirit of seduction. And they know when they are in the presence of men who are weak, and that is their stronghold. The same thing with men. Men will do it to certain women. They will use their body, they will use their smooth talk, they will use that to break you down. And so that's why I wanted to go live today to talk to you guys about this. And I want to tell you all, be more aware of your emotions, especially your emotions when it comes to this. The kingdom spouse thing, it's a lot of that going around. You see it online a lot. And I'm not here to I'm not putting my mouth on no men or women of God that is creating content and they are saying that God is giving them messages about kingdom spouses. I am not here to put my mouth and talk against them. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game. But what I'm saying is that I know for a fact that the enemy will lie when he knows that that is a desire that you have. And he will tell you that you are about to be married. He will point out a particular man or a particular woman, and it becomes an obsession with you. It becomes your focus. God does things decent and in order. God does not operate in confusion. He does not operate in confusion. He does not. And so when you are feeling these different thoughts and you believe something so strong and it seems abnormal and it seems to come just out of nowhere, start paying attention to that. Start paying attention to that. When you sitting back and you feeling like, man, I've never felt this way before about anybody, but it's something about him, it's something about her. Pay attention to that. That is not always coming from God. So, my brothers and sisters, I got that message out to you. I want you guys to stay the course. But in this season, because so many things will transpire this year, and the separation has already begun. It started a while back, where you see the people who are on the side with God and you see the people who are on the side with the world. I'm sorry to tell you all that. If you didn't know that, you are late to the party. It is so clear. It is so evident. Those who are walking with God and those who are walking with the enemy, and they want to be in the world. I'm telling you all, you better hope and pray that God continues to keep his grace and his mercy, because death is heightened. Freak accidents are heightened. There is so much going on. And I want you all to be aware. Cut off some of these distractions. A particular man or woman could very well have been sent in your life to distract you. I'm telling you guys the truth. And that's why I told you all in another video message, it's about to get to the point you all gonna have to make a decision. If you shacking up, you're gonna have to make a decision. Is this ultimately the man or the woman that I see myself spending the rest of my life with? God understands that these things are not going to be addressed overnight. But there are some things in these areas that I'm speaking to you all about. You need to start praying about it. You need to ask God to give you the mercy and the grace to start changing and turning around your situation. There's no way many of you in the kingdom, I'm not talking about people in the world, those of you in the kingdom, there's no way you all are going to continue to be able to operate in lust operate in seduction, and operate in shacking up with somebody. And God is not going to bring you to that crossroad that I talked to you all about. And you all are going to have to make a decision. And I understand this probably scares some of you all because you love your man. You love your woman. You don't want to lose them. But that's all the more reason why it should be easy for you to make a decision of what you want to do. Why are some of you all so afraid of marriage? What are you all afraid of? What is it? Do you feel like you are giving up freedom? Do you feel like you are going to lose out on something? We are not getting younger. I remember when I was a 17-year-old girl, it seemed like months ago or a couple of years ago, I was 17 or 18. Time has flown, and you all cannot continue to play again with your time and with your life. Men and women of God, take your life and this time that God has graced you with, take it seriously. Game over, party over. What are you going to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? This is why God tells us in the word, count the cost. Count the cost. It will cost you so much when you begin to walk with God for real. You are going to lose people. You are going to lose people that you thought was your friend. God is going to put a sword in some relationships that he has not ordained for your life. I hate to break the bad news. The man or woman that you sit next to right now, the man or woman who you've been in a relationship with for years, whether you shared a child or children with them or not, I'm sorry, by the end of this year, some of you all will no longer be with them. I cannot lie to you all. I cannot lie to you all. Holiness is still right. Holiness does not mean you are perfection. It does not mean that you are better than others in a sense of, oh yeah, you're lofty and you're high and lifted up. No, it doesn't mean that. What I'm saying to you all, you cannot continue to play house. You cannot continue to keep having sex with different people or continue to have sex outside of marriage and think you are going to operate appropriately and properly in ministry. When you are prophesying, when you are singing, and you are a praise team leader, when you are a minister, when you are a deacon, when you are a deaconess, when you are a pastor or a pastor in training, every time that microphone is given to you, every time you lay hands on somebody's head, every time you lay hands on their chest, every time you lay hands on their stomach, there is a transfer. There is an exchange. How do you feel like you can be in adultery or you can be in fornication and perversion and you really believe that this is not going to affect God's people? Brothers and sisters, I say humbly and in love, clean it up. While the mercy and the grace of God is still here, he is giving you all. It is coming from my spirit to tell you, he is giving you all a certain amount of time to clean it up and get yourself together. It is nothing for you to be afraid of. It is nothing for you to be afraid of in the sense that God is just about to wipe you out at this moment. He's giving you all grace and mercy. He's not holding against you the mistakes you made. He's not holding against you something you did 10 years ago. He's not holding against you what you're in right now. If you shacking up with a man or woman right now, if you fornicated today, if you have 3 or 4 women, men, or you got 2 or 3 men, women, God is not holding it against you. But today, he's giving you the chance. You all need to be concerned. Change it. Change it. Go to that man or woman you love and start talking to them. If lust is your stronghold, if seduction is your stronghold in your battle, I urge you all from the Spirit to start putting this on the altar. You've dealt with it long enough. Get to the root of these things. Get to the root of it. Start bringing this stuff before God. Confess your sins. Get you an elder. Go to to the elders in your church. Go to the man or woman of God that you trust to pray for you. Lust is a spirit. Seduction is a spirit. It is a sin to even be sensual. That is in the book of Proverbs. God talks about that. And all I'm saying is that we are not perfect people. I am a work under construction, just like you all are. So what I'm saying is that God's grace and mercy, it seems to be underrated. People don't talk about his grace and mercy, but this is a characteristic that I have learned about God. I've heavily learned this about his character in the last few years. His grace and mercy, oh my God, it is major, but don't take advantage. He has not exposed some of you all. This is how God operates. I told you the enemy, he wants to expose you. He wants to humiliate you. He wants people laughing at you. This is not how God operates. God will cover you. He covers you while you're trying to get yourself together, but don't take advantage. Do the right thing, guys. And before I close out, again, if you all have a man or a woman that is in your life, and your emotions and your thoughts and feelings are feeling off, and they feel weird and abnormal, you need to start going to God and asking God, God, where's this coming from? Are you leading me in this, God? What is this? Why am I feeling this way about him? Why am I feeling this way about her? Out of all the men or the women I've had crushes on, over the years, it fizzles out, it goes away. But it's just something with this particular person that makes me want to draw closer to them. I can't let them go. I can't leave them alone. I can hear that with some of you all, just you can't let them go. I can't let her go. I can't let him go. And now you are in a soul tie. But I'm here to tell you, God will break that spirit. God will break that spirit. He is here for you all. And you all, this is the time and the season for you all to fully utilize God and what he is offering you. He is extending his grace and mercy. Start changing your situations around, guys. If some of you all are sleeping with somebody's husband or wife, if you are sleeping with somebody's husband or wife, you are going to have to let that go. Life or death is now on the line for some of you. Life or death is literally on the line for some of you all that has gotten into this confusion. But while God, grace and mercy is still here, he is the one that you go to, and he is the one that can break you. He can break that spirit off of you. There is no way that if you are sleeping with a married man or woman, there's no way that you have convinced yourself that you are on the right track. This is not judgment coming from me. But what I'm telling you is that there is no way you can continue to move forward in your life and get everything God has for you, but you are sleeping with someone's husband or wife. I don't care what they're telling you about their spouse. That man or that woman does not belong to you. And this is part of that seduction and that lustful spirit. It keeps you. It keeps you. It keeps you unfocused. It keeps you distracted. It keeps you confused. You start to believe you cannot let that particular person go. Some of you ladies, you're waiting for a man to divorce his wife. He's been telling you for so long he's going to divorce her. He's going to leave her. He still has not left. I rebuke that spirit of confusion. I rebuke that in Jesus' name. That spirit that is keeping you all tied and entangled with a man or a woman that really is not your man or your woman. Come out of that while God's grace and mercy is still here. that fornicating spirit. Some of you all, I know it has been a part of your life for so long, and you feel free. You want to be free and be able to do what you want. But guys, I'm here to tell you, a stop is going to be put to a lot of this stuff. Your life is on the line. Everybody down here is running out of time. Everybody down here is running out of time. You don't have all this time in the world to keep playing around. Okay, that's how the enemy deceives you. That's how he deceives you, by making you think you got all this time. Oh, I'll take care of that tomorrow. I'll take care of that a week or two from now. When it comes to this serious stuff, you can't play with it. When you are out the will of God, you have to deal and battle with a lot of stuff. Some of you all, your battles would be over if you simply come out that adulterous affair. Your body would be healed. Your diabetes, your high blood pressure, your migraine headaches, things going on in your body literally would be healed when you just come out of that adulterous affair. When you stop fornicating, a lot of your mental and emotional torment, it would leave. It would literally burn out of you and melt off of you if you simply give it over to God and come out. He is waiting for you all to come to him. He is waiting for you all to put this stuff on the altar. And you all are not doing this. You are comfortable in what you're doing. When you're out the will of God, you have to continue to do everything you've been doing to keep that particular thing going out of God's will. You guys have to take some type of accountability and responsibility for things you are doing. So don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Don't let these people that who have they have not proven themselves to you. Single ladies, that man has not proven to you that he is worthy of your love and of your trust. That man should not be inside you. He should not be inside you. And he has not proven himself to you. You cannot continue to lay down with these people, men and women. And single people, I just truly believe with single men and women, your emotions sometimes, our emotions are compromised to a certain extent if we don't continue to put them on the altar and pray. Because when you've been alone for so long, some of you see it online. You see people getting married. You see couples. Don't compare your life to these other people. You don't know what they have to deal with behind the scenes. Focus on your life. Focus on yourself. You would rather sit back and be lonely and wait for God and get the husband or wife that's meant for you the right way than you trying to jump ahead of God and you carrying out your will and not his will. Because what you get from God lasts. It lasts and it cannot be torn down. I'm not saying you're not going to have to battle and deal with some stuff, but it cannot be shaken. When we make decisions and we jump ahead of God, I'm telling you, when you start a foundation off and it's not built from the will of God, and God didn't tell you to make this particular move, it's not going to last. You're going to lose it. It's going to be taken away from you. So that's the message that I wanted to give you guys. Check your emotions, especially in this season. Check your emotions, your unstable emotions. Pray about that. Ask God to stabilize your emotions. Different thoughts and feelings that just hit you out of nowhere, especially when it comes to a particular man or woman and it seems off. Or somebody is quickly telling you they love you. And they're doing some stuff that you're not accustomed to. You're even questioning yourself about it. You better take it to God. You better get the clarity from God. Get the clarity from him. So that's what I want to tell you guys. I left my email address. I did get a couple of emails from you guys yesterday, and I've gotten some requests from a couple of you all, not on my Facebook page, but on my Instagram page. So I haven't had the opportunity to check all of them and, accept the request. Some requests I will not accept because it's a lot of hackers out here, and some of the pages, they just look weird to me. They look weird. They look like they were just made like a couple of hours ago, and usually hackers do that. They hack into people pages, they take 4 or 5 photos and they throw them up there, and they're trying to watch and monitor it. Like, I look, some people, I'm just not going to accept it. But if you're really real and who you say you are, you all can direct message me. It's ways that you can get in contact with me so I know it's really you. Sometimes I'll come to some of you all and be like, hey, if you're subscribed to me on my YouTube channel, I'll come to you guys, and I'll leave you a message or something like that, and I'll ask, hey, is this you? I know you follow me on YouTube, but is this your page on Instagram? Or, are you on Facebook? So that's what I want to tell you guys. Thank the few of you. Thank you to the few of you who came in on the chat. I hope that everything I talked about, it resonated with you guys. And I really hope it helps you all, because I want you all set free. This live was not to judge you or scare you or make you feel ashamed, but I do want you all to be concerned. I want you to be concerned. I want you to take your life and your time more seriously. And it's time for you guys. You guys got to be a big girl. You got to be a big boy. There's some important decisions you guys are going to have to make. It may be painful. Count the cost. Count the cost. In biblical times, when people wanted to know what it took for them to follow Christ, a lot of them backed out when God told them, leave your purse behind. Leave all your jewelry, your silver, and your gold. A rich man approached Jesus in biblical times and asked him, what did he have to do? What do I have to do to walk with you? And when Jesus told him, oh, sell all your stuff, leave all your silver and your gold and rubies and all that behind, he didn't do it. He held on to the material possessions, but didn't want to walk with Jesus. He didn't count the cost. You're going to lose people on this walk. I'm telling you. Whether it's people that you love that die, or you lose people that you used to be friends with, and that season of your friendship with them is over. You are going to lose people on this walk. The walk with God is not easy. Congratulations to those of you who just came over to Christ. A lot of you all have left me messages, and you all told me, you shared with me that you are new to Christ and you just got saved. Congratulations to you, because there is so much that God is going to do for you. When you come to Christ, in the beginning, from what I experienced, because I've been saved since I was 5 or 6 years old. But I've seen, not only with my life, I've seen other people come to Christ, and there's so much God does in the beginning. But I'm telling you, it's a lot of tests, it's a lot of trials. You will be tried. You will be tried on this walk. God will try you. God will test you. So if you are new to the kingdom, welcome. Stay prayed up. But guys, start taking your life and your time seriously. Start praying and asking God to give you the strength. I pray your strength. Every single person that's watching this live, I ask you, God, to touch every single man and woman who is watching this live, and every single secret struggle, whether it be with fornication, whether it be with adultery, whether it be with lust or seduction. Father, I ask you to break that spirit in Jesus' name. Give your sons and daughters the strength to come out of a situation that they are familiar with and that they are comfortable with, but it is not in your will. That is my prayer to you guys, and God will do it. God is going to do some amazing things for some of you all. As soon as you go to him, as soon as you get in his presence and you put some things on the altar, watch how quick God turns it around. You're going to go to sleep tonight, some of you, feeling one way, and when you wake up in the morning, the thing that you think you're supposed to be in, or the thing you've been so comfortable in, you're not going to even desire it when you wake up in the morning. It's going to be a complete change and turnaround for you. So I am excited about that for each and every one of you. I am excited about that. And you guys know I love you. You guys can email me anytime. You guys can leave me comments. I try to respond to every single comment. Some of you all comment 3 and 4 times, and I still try to respond to that when I can. But I have a significant amount of people that follow me, so I sometimes it may take me a couple of days, a couple of months, but I try to get to every single comment or message that you guys leave me. So thank all of you all that again has come in here to listen to this message. Like I said, I did record a message talking about this a couple of hours ago. I may still put that up there because I know everybody is not going to watch the live. Okay, because I've been up here for 55 minutes, so everybody's not gonna watch the live. That's fine. So I still may release that video message, but it was some other things in that message that I recorded that I left out, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to post it. And then after that, the camera just started acting up and people was calling me. It was just a bunch of stuff going on. So I was like, okay, God, maybe I should just go live. So this has been successful with no issues. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. You guys, like I said, do your part. Do your part. God is giving you all more grace, more mercy. God is patient. God is very loving. God is very patient. But some of you all being stubborn, He gonna have to light a fire under you. He's gonna have to do it. You can't fully become who you're supposed to be in God unless you make a sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice that relationship that you know was not ordained by God? Are you willing to sacrifice that? Are you willing to try your best to put fornication aside so you can be more focused and really start hearing from God? What are you willing to let go of to truly become the man or woman that God from birth desires you to be? I'm not here to sell you all a dream. I can't lie to you and make you all think that this walk is a piece of cake. It's going to be times you might have been angry at God. You're going to cry a lot of tears. You might be confused about some stuff. It's going to be certain attacks. The walk is something else, but it's worth it, because while we are going through these things, God is showing His power and His strength in our weaknesses. Blessings are still coming in the midst of the battles, and God vindicates you when certain things kick off and certain things happen. God vindicates you. That's the God that we serve. But you got to get to know God for yourself. But I'm telling you, that's the theme for this year, coming from me to you. What are you willing to sacrifice? You got to make a sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice the weed? Are you willing to sacrifice the alcohol? Are you willing to sacrifice the fornication? Are you willing to sacrifice that husband that you're sleeping with, or that wife you're sleeping with? What are you willing to put down and lay aside and tell God to deliver you from so you can change your life? When you are in sin, that leaves you open for the enemy to start attacking you. I know some of you all probably don't know that. Again, watch what I tell you. Watch through the Spirit. When you all begin to make certain sacrifices and lay certain things down, watch how quickly you get healed. Watch how quickly you get healed in your body. Watch how quickly your finances are restored. Watch you see God hit your household, and those in your household start to get saved, or they start to be curious and question you about God. They want to know more because they're going to see you as the light. They're going to see you as the light. Make the sacrifice, guys. It's worth it. And what you don't have the strength and power to do, I am here to tell you God will give you that strength and that power. That's why He is here. You're not going to be able to come out that affair on your own. You're not going to be able to stop fornicating on your own. You're not going to be able to leave that man or that woman alone that, you being hit with that spirit of lust and seduction. Because you keep trying to and you keep saying, I can't let them go. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Don't let the devil lie to you and make you think you can't come out of it. You can come out of it. I promise you, you can. You can come out of it. You can get deliverance. You want to be healed? You want that miracle to hit you? Stop being disobedient. Put some stuff on the altar and come out of it. Make that sacrifice and watch. So guys, I'm going to head out. Like I said, look for the video of everything I talked about here. The live is going to be up here. I'm not going to delete it. But I'm going to think about it, and I'll probably still release the video message as well. So guys, I love you, and I'm going to head out. Leave your comments in the chat, and we can finish talking. Okay? I'm going to talk to you guys later.